Take 502.
Did you stop? Like, why did you stop? You gotta have the funny factor in there. Are you recording right now? Okay, good.
All right. Well, my name is Adam Dickinson. This is a recording for my Human 310 class.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm Kurt. Anyway,
My brother Kurt.
So I saw this thing where Ryan Reynolds posted this thing. He said that he thought parents were dicks for taking their kids to his movie, Deadpool, rated R. And
So the professor will understand you saying dicks. That's okay. Continue.
what's college, man? Like,
Continue.
people say dicks.
Not a word I've heard very often in college, but yeah, go ahead.
What kind of college you go to? Anyway. So, he's upset that people are taking their little kids to see this R-rated movie, which is like borderline R.
Right.
Was that part of your little listening thing? Anyway,
Not supposed to point it out, but okay. Borderline.
We'll edit that out. Anyway.
Actually, I don't know how to edit, so this is kind of a one-shot deal.
Anyway, serious face. And this one guy commented, like, he said that, it's his fault for making a movie that is primarily, 100% kids material. And it's like, well, this isn't the 60s. Comic books, are for kids, but they're for older kids, 13 or older, not
Right.
8. When I went and saw Deadpool, there was like a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old there. And there was times where I wanted to laugh, but it's like, there's a kid right next to me.
Didn't feel right.
Exactly. It felt weird. They shouldn't have been there. Terrible parenting.
Was there anything else that you were thinking about?
Yes.
That, or?
So now, because Deadpool has done so well, now the studios think, oh, well, this R-rated comic book movie did so good. Now we can just make all the comic book movies rated R, and they'll do better. And it's not how it's going to work. Like, in the first Avengers movie, it could have used more gore. It could have. But it didn't, and it still worked great. Whereas Deadpool, if it tried to use less and be like a PG-13, it wouldn't have worked. Because that's not Deadpool.
Right.
Captain America tries to save lives. Deadpool kills them.
Yeah.
Like in one comic book that I saw back in like 92, Deadpool saves this guy. And the guy complains at the end, so Deadpool takes out his gun and shoots him. Ungrateful so-and-so. So that's Deadpool. Not everybody else. Not saying that there isn't adult material in those other comic books.
Right.
It's just not all gore. And so just automatically ramping these other movies up, I think is probably honestly going to hurt them more than help them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is there anything else that you wanted to add, or
No, that's pretty much
was that? So, if I heard correctly, it sounded like you really feel like the R rating on Deadpool was worth it. That it was supposed to be an R-rated movie.
If it was rated PG-13, it wouldn't have worked.
Right. But also that parents should have been mindful of the fact that it was an R-rated movie and shouldn't have taken their 8 to 10-year-olds to see the movie.
Yes, they should know beforehand.
And that also then the movie industry needs to avoid trying to do this with every single movie, because it wasn't the R rating that made Deadpool good. And doing so you feel will hurt other movies that aren't necessarily made to be bloody or gory or more adult.
Not exactly. You said the R-rated movie isn't what made Deadpool good. It is what made Deadpool good. Because that's what Deadpool is. He's a dick. And he kills people. He doesn't care, he plays by his rules. So it worked for him. But not, like I said, that's not Captain America.
Right. So making other movies to be R-rated is not.
Yeah, the only thing I can see them doing in the Captain America movie or whatever is maybe showing Scarlett Johansson in a bikini, which that would be awesome. But
most people would probably agree.
Yeah, other than that, there's not a whole lot. There's probably a little bit more sex in the comic books. Fan service for you anime people. In those comic books, but it's not nothing's like Deadpool when it comes to that stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Was anything else to add, or did I catch all of that?
Well, I don't
More
know.
or less correct?
I don't know. Last time you said what I said, you said it wrong, so I was just correcting you.
Thanks. You just dropped my grade down. Just kidding. And that was a dog putting in her 2 cents.
You're not part of this conversation.
So, do we feel like I've summarized everything now? Or do you want me to re-summarize?
Well, I think you should re-summarize because you got it.
Which part? The first part or the second part about the R rating?
Well, now you have to re-summarize it all.
Alright, let's be difficult. My brain's a little fried. Alright, so summarizing the first part, I believe you said basically that the R rating is what helped make the Deadpool movie good, and that parents should have been mindful of that and not taking their little kids to see it.
Yes.
And then the second part being that the studios should not make R rating their goal because just because Deadpool did well and was rated R is not going to make the other movies that aren't necessarily made in the same way, made as violent or gory or sex, it's not going to make those movies successful.
Correct.
Then when that was all the parts, was there? I don't think there's anything more than those 2 points. Is that right?
I think that's pretty much it. Stand by for video 2 when I think of something else tomorrow.
All right. We'll be waiting with bated breath.